I finally got 2 projects done that were on my September goals, but I might have to redo one of them. Let's chat about it. I took the time and finished mudding the walls of the dining room that I started last weekend during our weekend projects video. They were in much worse shape than I knew initially. I am so thankful that mudding is fairly easy. It's just a time-consuming process and very dusty. I sanded the walls down and Tommy helped me paint. We went with Du Jour, which is the same paint color we chose to do in our bathroom and the offices. It's just an all-around great white color that doesn't pull yellow or other colors. It's just a nice warm white. This room is very, very difficult to paint. There are a lot of nooks and crannies where the roller doesn't fit, a lot of trim you gotta work around, and it's just all around just kind of difficult. It takes a lot of time. Tell the camera how much you love painting. In fact, it took us a couple nights to get this painting completely done. We wanted to let the paint dry between coats and just, again, the attention to detail, cutting in the trim and corners where the roller just won't fit. And while the paint was out, I decided to hold off finishing the knee walls that needed some more sanding because I didn't want that dust to stick to the walls or land in my paint pan full of fresh paint. Now that the painting is done and the mess is somewhat cleaned up, we still have to dust and clean and get ready, but the paint is put away and cleaned up. I'm ready to start our sanding project again. Alright, so I chose to purchase a new sander since the other one broke as bad as it did. I decided to go with a cordless model. That way I don't have to drag out extension cords. I don't have to try to maneuver around the cords and have a tripping hazard and the weight that that adds and all of that type of thing. We went with a Craftsman cordless orbital sander. We have several cordless tools from this brand that the batteries are interchangeable. So we have plenty of batteries to work with. And it just makes it a little bit easier. Now, let's pick up where we left off. I continued sanding and working really hard to make sure I got all the old stain and poly off of the wood because I want a really even coat of stain because it'll look the best and finish the best. Now, when I finished sanding, these boards were absolutely beautiful, but that board beside the refrigerator took so much time. I think that when they originally stained and polyed it, they put more stain and poly on that one board than they did the entire island and the other two knee walls boards combined times like 10. There was so much stain. It took like 5 sheets of sandpaper to even begin to touch it and get it down to the bare wood. Next, I followed the same pattern I did as when I did the butcher block. I took and vacuumed off the surfaces to get any loose dust, followed by a tack cloth to get anything that was left. Followed that with the pre-stain that you wipe on in the direction of the grain of wood, and then you wait 10 minutes before wiping it off per the instructions. After wiping off the pre-stain, we then jumped straight into staining because it says you have to complete staining within 2 hours of using the pre-stain. So again, like the pre-stain, you wipe in the direction of the wood, you let it dry for 10 minutes, and then you wipe it off and start your next coat. Since I did 2 coats of stain on the island, I'm also doing only 2 coats of stain on these knee wall tops. After 1 coat of stain, the little bit of stain that ended up on the paint at the end of the walls is going to be touched up. We have some other touch-ups that need to be done anyway, so I'll do that once the holidays are over. I then waited another 10 minutes to wipe off and assess how the staining took. And now here it is after 2 coats of stain, wiping it off between the coats and following all the instructions. Unfortunately, until the stain was being applied, you couldn't see that the sanding wasn't actually even and didn't completely take off some of this old stain. So you see a lot of kind of splotchiness and just uneven coat. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off putting a poly seal on these. They don't get touched very often, so I think they'll be okay until after the holidays, and I can take some time and start the whole sanding process again. So for now, they'll sit unsealed. I'm definitely learning that you cannot control anything and plans change when you're doing projects like this. I will follow back up after I address these issues and let you know how it worked. If you liked today's video, you should watch this one where we started doing some of these projects and packing decor for the holidays. Until next time, bye.